of the other non-televised bouts on the Frank Warren card featured an interesting heavyweight prospect, Gary Cornish, the Highlander, who won by knockout. I believe it was the third round. As I say, not televised. Interesting to see him appearing on the Frank Warren card, and I don't know whether that symbolises the start of a relationship there, or whether it's more just to do with the fact that so many names dropped off the undercard, they needed to find someone else to go on it. Gary Cornish is one people should maybe have a look at. The reason being is that he's a British heavyweight, as his nickname, the Highlander, suggests. He's from up Scotland way, but he is now 17-0, with quite a high knockout ratio. Now it's quite rare to be getting a British heavyweight at 17-0. If we compare him to Derek Chisora, after 17 fights, Derek Chisora had won the British title from Danny Williams. He had fought Tyson Fury. He'd been in against Robert Helenius, and he was preparing for his 18th fight, which was with none other than Vitaly Klitschko. Gary Cornish is somebody who has been brought along very, very slowly against a lot of Eastern European opponents with losing records, and he's someone who's been brought along, wrapped in cotton wool. My plea is it's time to see Gary Cornish in a real fight. He's now 17-0 and still unheard of to the general public. He is someone who there could be interest in if he stepped up and took on at least a sort of recognised journeyman. They should be trying to get him in with a Matt Skelton. I know McDermott's fighting Lewison, but Matt Skelton, Dorian Darts. I know Hector Avila had to have his fight with Joshua cancelled due to an injury. Someone like that, someone who's a bit more known. Cornish is someone who's been on my radar for a while. I've watched a few of his fights, but I think the guy's got a level of talent. I think it's just time we really need to see him in a proper fight, or in a fight against somebody who any member of the public will have actually heard of. The reason I'm putting out this video is firstly to highlight his existence, but I'd also be very interested in hearing people's thoughts about him, just because, as I say, it's very rare you get a British heavyweight who's 17-0, and usually if you'd have a British heavyweight who's 17-0 with knockout ratio and a knockout record, people would be getting behind them and they'd be a bit of a sensation. So I'm keen to hear people's thoughts on this guy. What do you know about him? How do you rate him? How do you think he'd do against the other crop of heavyweights? As I say, the main reason for putting out this video is, as I say, I have seen him fight a few times. He's someone who's been on my radar, but I don't really know too much about him, so I'd just be keen to hear other people's thoughts and whether he's got any flaws to his game, that sort of thing. Thanks for watching.